You get to go to like Utah. That'd be kind of fun.
Hey, Sir,
think.
hey, this is my wife, and my wife, and my wife, and my wife, and my wife.
What's up, shipheads? This is the Sir Yacht Show. Today is Tuesday, December 27th. If you're watching the video on YouTube or wherever, I broke my fibula. Drinking too much ice cream, we'll just say, and I slipped on some ice and fell. And I have a cast now. It's beautiful and orange. It's not signed yet, and I'm going to get surgery. The good news, though, if I can bring any good news to this, is I did purchase a Wario hat, and it just came in today.
Nice.
Silver linings.
Right.
So,
if anything, right now, I might be taking a lot of L's, but I got a W, and it's on my head.
Wario show you a good time.
So you said out for 8 to 10 weeks, season ending.
Yeah, season ending IR. They're looking to maybe move me in some deals. I'll hopefully be back by training camp. And,
No, man, I disagree. I think this is your Jordan flu game right now. That you're like on this podcast episode right now, continuing to do this.
Well, it's gonna be my Jordan flu game for the next 8 to 10 episodes, so we'll see how that one goes.
Just so the fans know, we are not tanking.
No, we are not
No,
tanking.
no.
The podcast's not tanking. We're still gonna play. I'm still
This is
playing.
an anti-tank podcast right now.
Right, definitely that. So I'm joined right next to me by my twin brother at BrickWallBlitz, joined in Sioux Falls, South Dakota for the last week. You're moving to Denver next week, right?
2 or 3 more weeks, but I think
Okay.
this is the last week. Or I'll do one more week in Sioux Falls, and then I'll move around a bit. But yeah, lots of change coming in the pod.
Maybe you can put in some words for Russell Wilson. And speaking of that, well, anyways, that's at Matasaurus Rex, and maybe he put in a word to help fix Russell Wilson in Denver. And speaking of that, our top headlines for today: Broncos GM George Padden told reporters he believes Russell Wilson is fixable. The last time a George Padden told reporters a $250 million asset was fixable, Japan bombed Pearl Harbor. Did you get that? Because the general in World War II is George Padden.
That's amazing. That's our
Bro,
first
you-
historical headline.
Yeah. You really dug deep for that one, man.
I dug Dimmadome real deep. Here's the thing: when you are deep in your thoughts and all you can do is think, I'm pulling these headlines out of my bag right now. So that's my goal here.
Exactly. Let's take a break from that for a bit. Cavs forward Kevin Love is in favor of the franchise one day retiring Kyrie Irving's jersey. After all, Kevin Love said, this wouldn't be Kyrie's first experience with hanging banners.
Goddamn.
Damn. Speaking of not World War II, but something from World War II.
Yeah, save vein a little bit. It's fantasy football championship weekend, and Michigan is in the college football playoffs, making it the biggest weekend of the year for the most annoying guy you know.
Very, very true. Heartbreaking. The worst guy you know makes great point. So J.J. Watt announces his retirement after having a huge game against the Bucks on Sunday. He actually announced it as saying Sunday was his final ever home game, which is exactly what Kyrie Irving did for Brooklyn last season when he decided to not get vaccinated.
After benching Zach Wilson, Jets coach Robert Saleh said this would not be the last time we would see Wilson. In response, Cardinals head coach Cliff Kingsbury said this would not be the last time we would see J.J. Watt.
Cardinals DE J.J. Watt insinuated he'll be retiring after this season, citing new opportunities to be an insufferable prick off the field. So here's my thing. I do think so he's a great player and all that, and I do think he is a good person. I think he's really fake on social media. I think he tweets like he's Captain America. Like if you go through his Twitter, he's basically just like a bigger Chris Evans. Like the one that really set me over the edge was when Tua got like knocked out earlier this season. He tweeted, "Stop showing the replay, period, please." Like he sounded so dramatic for no reason. Like he didn't make an entire fame and fortune out of giving guys concussions in the first place. Like,
do you think J.J. Watt's just like an NPC?
Yes, that's the perfect way to put it. Like,
he's just like football.
Yeah, exactly.
Meme,
hard work,
meme.
football, eat meat. Just like he has like such BuzzFeed humor. It bugs me. I just think he's kind of fake. Like the whole stop showing the replay, bro. That's your job. Like take notes.
Watch film.
Yeah, exactly. That's film. That's free game, right? Like, I don't know. He makes his whole career off hurting people, and then he gets all upset when they show replays of him hurting people. And I know it's a different thing, but
I think he's probably a good person. I think he definitely is a little corny.
yes.
He's a good person, but he's not great because he's fake, and that's what's holding him back. It also does make sense that like he's fake, considering he went to the same college as Russell Wilson.
Yeah, so maybe they just
is it a Wisconsin thing?
yeah, maybe
Must
just
be.
people in Wisconsin have no personality.
Joe Thomas too.
So one of our friends, Matt, he hates Joe Thomas.
Really?
He actually hates all Browns left tackles. He hates Jedrick Wills as well. He thinks Joe Thomas is the reason the Browns sucked because he put up with losing and like didn't want to go. So he just like was basically enabling losing culture.
Like
That's what
basically
he
they
said.
could have traded him for more assets.
That and just like his loser mentality because he never like wanted to do better. He just like was okay with losing, which is not true. But
That
like,
is wild.
yeah, he hates Joe Thomas. I'm like, okay, whatever. First ballot Hall of Famer, but whatever.
It's
love
me.
to meet
I'm
that
friend.
man. Yeah, it's Johnny.
No,
the
it
whole
is
time.
not Johnny. Okay, so the 49ers beat the Commanders 37-20 this weekend, proving once and for all that Nick Bosa loves taking down Washington.
Hey, yo.
Oh.
It's not a Sir Yacht show without a January 6th Nick Bosa joke.
I got another Nick Bosa joke, too. LeBron doesn't think his team will make the playoffs anymore after he deleted his tweet about making the playoffs this year. In other news, Nick Bosa has deleted a tweet about peacefully protesting at the Capitol.
Okay, so Colts owner Jim Irsay said he reluctantly gave Frank Reich a contract extension in the 2022 offseason. Afterwards, Irsay also said he reluctantly shared porn on Twitter.
Wait, what? Did he actually do that?
Yeah, he actually
Yeah,
he
back
actually
in the
did
day.
8 years ago or so. He accidentally like shared like a picture of like a woman's crotch, like she was lying down in his car.
Yeah.
How is that man an owner?
I mean, his
Money
dad
talks,
was
I suppose.
yeah. Well, his dad was also an owner, the previous owner for the Colts, so it only makes sense.
That does make sense. But I don't know. I feel like being an owner, you can basically just do anything. I mean, essentially, if you're a billionaire, you can really do anything.
Yeah. Moral of this podcast: become a billionaire.
No, moral of this podcast: get your money up,
Never
not your
your
Not your funny up.
Yeah. There you
All
go.
right.
Luckily, we do both though.
Exactly. We try. This one maybe not. The entire Miami Dolphins organization has a headache after losing their third straight on Sunday. However, it's not as bad of a headache as they had after attempting to bribe a coach and quarterback to join their team, bribing a black coach to lose games on purpose, firing that coach after he refused to do so, paying a domestic abuser millions of dollars, wrongfully clearing a concussed quarterback, and still, after all of that, being unable to make the playoffs. Mike McDaniels is cool, 2-on forever.
You know what would seal the deal there is if you like took your shirt off and you had just like a two-handed like thing on it, you like a flag you like were waving around.
Oh, I'll get the ink later on.
A tattoo? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, yeah.
Like a neck tattoo, two-handed.
Also, a MAGA hat.
Yeah, exactly. Side by side.
On this week's segment of Defend Trash Takes, we've had a lot of fun with this, and you guys have submitted a lot of trash takes. If you have trash takes that you want to submit, feel free to at me, at Johnny, or at Matt, or the show as well, and we'd be happy to look at your trash takes and have one of the others defend it. So I'm going to go first, and Matt, you have the trash take of mine this week.
I
Matt,
do.
Yep. Matt, your trash take is Russell Wilson is actually having a really good season.
Shit. Okay. I think throughout like how serious sports have gotten, we've forgotten the main thing. Sports is about having fun. I don't care about the scoreboard. I don't care about your stats, wins or losses. It's who's having the most fun out there. And what's more fun than high-kneeing on a plane for 4 hours? What's more fun than dancing in the middle of the field with your arms outstretched praying to God? What's more fun than making a shitload of money for not doing a lot of work? If you ask me, Russell Wilson is winning because he's having more fun than anybody else out there. Let's ride.
Let's ride.
That was good.
That was beautiful.
So do you think what would be more fun than doing all that cool stuff you said would be like winning and not getting your head coach fired? Or you think that's like less fun?
I mean, winning comes with a lot of responsibility. Like you have to talk to the like Michelle Tafoya at the end of the game. The loser never has to do any of that stuff. The loser just gets to go hang out in the locker room. So you tell me.
Yeah. Well, that's fair. That's fair. And with all the chaos and stuff, it keeps the drama going. It's interesting. I can totally see that.
Every day is a different day coming to work. Like, monotony is the boring part of life. Plus, he's going to be on vacation way before any of the other playoff teams are.
That's true. That's true.
Well, and with all the adversity, too, it's like, how much can you learn from failure and all that stuff? I mean, all the tweets that he can fire off because of the adversity he's going through, I bet he's so excited to be like, wow, I got more adversity. I get to say some, like, crazy fucking tweet and then somehow attach Christianity to it.
Exactly. I did see a sad Russell Wilson TikTok last night, like 11:30 p.m. that really hit me in the feels. So I'm team pro Russell Wilson again.
What was the TikTok?
Yeah, it was just like him answering a question about like how the season's gone, and like had clips of like him looking sad, and had like the "You are the reason" song going in the background.
Anything with that audio under it could be so sad. Like,
exactly.
It could be like somebody winning $1 million, and it would be like nobody would be sad in that moment, but then like that music plays and you start crying.
It's the most
someone getting married
song. Exactly. You could do anything.
You order a cheeseburger from McDonald's and like that song's playing. It's like, damn, I'm in my feels right now.
Damn.
Simulation.
Matt, that was good. I am thoroughly convinced.
All right,
bring it, Matt.
All right, Johnny, your trash take is that esports will soon, if not already, surpass real sports.
I saw this one and almost chose it on the list.
I mean, honestly, what else is there to say? Like, does any sport, like actual professional sport, compared to Rocket League? I do not think so. More people play.
What about soccer?
Soccer's not a sport.
It's true.
Fair, even though it's like the same thing. Fair.
Okay, but like, what's better than that? Like people who are not good at soccer but are good at Rocket League, good at Madden. More people can get involved in that. Like you don't even need to have talent. You can literally just play.
I remember you like saying basically like a year or two ago that like esports are not sports.
I soon changed my mind.
When did you, like, right now? You change your mind, or have you?
Wait. Right now.
Right now? Okay.
Right now.
So you've thought about this for about 10 seconds. As somebody, do you feel like you would have been more successful if you would have focused on esports rather than like actual sports?
Oh, absolutely. I've fucked my way around a Rocket League championship in my dreams, but I think that's like way more realistic than like doing an Invincible style tryout for the Eagles and then making a Super Bowl team.
I will give you that. So is it safe to say that the deep ball project this year is going to turn into the quick scope project?
Yeah, it's gonna be the deep shot project from like Rocket League.
So you're gonna turn into like a video game analyst now? Like you're gonna, instead of like all the football stuff you do, it's gonna be more like video game stuff?
I hope so. That'd be tight.
Because then I would.
The
be
football stuff
convinced.
is a stepping stone to get up to the esports, like the real.
It's like
deal.
a gateway drug.
Exactly.
I'm convinced.
That was good, Johnny. Nice job.
Especially as an average Madden player, you got me thinking I can make the big leagues.
As me being average at everything, that was definitely hype.
Hey man, you're not an average Madden player. You're the average Madden player.
I'm really bad at Madden. I went to an esports game once last year at Muskingum University. They have an esports team, and this kid is really, really good at Madden, and I got paid to like go down there and play. I was down, and there's like a crowd of like people, like students from Muskingum watching it. I was down 70-0 at halftime, and the guy wasn't even trying.
No
and, like,
way.
Literally, I'm not even kidding. There were like 50 people watching, and like at halftime, there were like 10 people, and they like stopped it.
I know, because after like a certain point, it's like not funny anymore.
No, it was like bad. No, and people like literally left. They're like, all right, we're gonna go study for our finals. Like this is waste of time.
Did you get a first down even?
But no, I didn't get one. I threw like 5 interceptions, and that guy it was embarrassing. But I did beat their coach in Madden the next game by like 3 touchdowns, which goes to show you that coaches don't know what they're talking about.
I was gonna say what?
Yeah, honestly, I feel like you kind of have to retire at that point.
I can't think of anything more annoying than having a Madden coach. Like you're just like sitting there trying to play Madden. They're like, "Oh, triangle's open. Throw it to triangle." Oh, you should have thrown it to triangle, dude. He was so open.
Pause.
What, dude? He's running up the middle. How did you not know? Yeah, I hate backseat Madden players more than anything.
Dude, the feed is lagging. I thought you said the Wi-Fi was stable.
Dude, give it to Derrick Henry.
Yeah, I think a really important thing is you have to make sure the connection is stable before you play. Also, I noticed that you pressed R1 here instead of L1. Like, what was the strategy behind that?
Have you never played on the PS5? The fuck?
Oh, that's
System Xbox player.
You know how you had like head coaches that would like gaslight you, and just like say things to you like that are like basically like condescending. Like you imagine like a video game or like a Madden coach basically saying that to you is like, "Were you born yesterday? Did you just pick up a controller yesterday?"
Oh. Benching
no
you
video games
Madden.
for a week.
Just, grounding you basically. Instead of
What do you play,
benched.
Nintendo Wii? What are you playing on the Wii?
Oh, absolute nightmare. That's basically what it felt like when I was doing that goddamn Madden series on TikTok. But my coach was like 6-year-olds.
Yeah, you should make another one. You should make another one.
Why do you suck at Madden? Add Prime Jerry Rice. Oh, nightmares.
Literal nightmare. All right, Johnny, I need your trash take.
All right, let's roll the slot machine. Joey, your trash take is the Browns need to trade for Zach Wilson.
Yeah, so I've been pretty adamant on this since day one. The Browns need to trade for Zach Wilson, and here is why. I am interviewing every single Browns quarterback since 1999, and I want the series to go for as long as possible. So what I'm trying to say is the more quarterbacks that come into the system and start for the Browns, the longer the docu-series is going to be for me. That's it.
Money. There we go. That is a very good take.
Selfishly, that is my take.
You get to go to like Utah. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Hey, sir,
hey,
this is my wife, and my wife, and my wife, and my wife, and my wife.
All right, it's time to talk about the Week 17 games presented by nobody.
Nobody, not yet.
But ourselves. Johnny, take it away. First off, how did we do last week?
Yeah, I was about to say, before we do that, why don't we talk about the Week 16 games? Okay, so as it turns out, for the very first time in the show's history, everybody got the same record. We all finished 5-2 in our picks. Now, the tricky part is the tiebreaker would have to be decided as a result by upsets and locks. So, in third place, the only one in third place, last place, Joey.
Damn.
The reason is you didn't get your upset or lock correct at all.
Oh.
All right. And that makes me and Matt the winner because we both got our locks correct. No one got their upsets correct, but Matt, you had the Bengals lock correct, and I had the 49ers lock correct. So
okay, to decide who basically gets the picks first, or for the draft. So we're gonna do the draft we're doing this week is the best Mario characters draft.
Wahoo!
Wahoo! I'm gonna pick one of you guys to do it, and I want you to. I have a hat that's in here, and I want you to guess what that hat is.
No, wait, hang on. Before we let's actually do like how many fingers I'm holding up or something. Think of a number.
No, guess the hat.
Is it a Mario character?
Yes.
All right, it's a Waluigi hat.
I think he already has Waluigi, so I'm gonna say it's Mario.
Okay, it's actually Waluigi in here.
Damn.
Let's go.
Yeah,
right.
it's. Congratulations, Johnny. So Johnny will be first, Matt is second. Yeah. All right. Anyways, let's talk about these picks.
All right. First game, Cowboys-Titans. Thursday night football. Game does not impact the Titans. Only the Week 18 game does. The Cowboys are favored by minus 10.5 on the road.
And it's at Tennessee, Thursday night football.
Yes.
Okay, so the Cowboys, like I said, are going to be frauds at some point. It's not going to be this week. It's going to be in the postseason, like I always predict. The Titans have really, really fallen off, which is kind of crazy. I mean, it looks like the Jaguars are going to win the division. It looks like, with Ryan Tannehill out, they're kind of beaten up. And the Cowboys are playing their best football at this point. I'd like the Cowboys to win, and I like the spread as well. So give me the Cowboys minus 10.5.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to get my lock of the week out on the first pick. This is going to be my lock of the week. I'm going to pick the Cowboys to win. Dak Prescott had that unbelievable 3rd and 30 against the Eagles last week. So that's it. Cowboys. Give me the Cowboys. Also, Titans kind of suck.
Are you charting or?
I am.
I'll chart it. It's fine.
Fuck, I hate picking the Cowboys, and I hate
I know.
picking against the Titans because I love Mike Vrabel so much as a coach, and I do believe he'll turn it around eventually, but I just don't think this year's team is it. So I like the Titans to cover, but I like the Cowboys to win.
Yeah, and I'm with you. I don't like picking the Cowboys at all, ever, because I know they're going to implode at some point. I promise you they will implode. Just not this week.
Nice. All right, the next game, Dolphins at Patriots. Both of these teams are barely hanging on to a playoff spot or playoff contention. The Patriots are favored by 2.5 at home.
Okay, so you are charting this, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so the Patriots are favored by 2.5 at home. I'm not a fan of the Patriots. And you know what? Sometimes I get them confused with the Jets because they're both boring teams that have boring quarterbacks. And the Patriots have had like 2 kind of bad collapses the past 2 weeks. And I think the Dolphins are they're both fighting for a playoff spot at this point. I think the Dolphins have had a bad stretch here. I would like to see them turn it around. I think they're going to turn it around this week. So give me the Dolphins in an upset. It's not my upset of the week, but it is an upset.
All right. I'm going to take the Patriots to win this one, depending on how healthy Tua is, because he's on he suffered another concussion on Christmas. And
oh, fuck, forgot about that.
Yeah. Do you want to change your pick, or do you want to?
Do we know if Tua's even going to play?
I don't think he'll play again this season if he has another.
Who's the backup? I forget.
Teddy
Bridgewater?
It's Teddy Bridgewater.
Just give me the Dolphins. Why not? Let's
can
ride.
win games with Teddy.
All right, you can take the Dolphins. I'm taking the Pats to win this one.
I'm gonna take the Dolphins too. I think Teddy's capable enough, and I don't know, the Patriots. I'm so done with them. Matt Patricia is a fucking joke.
He is
so bad. I'm so sick of the media funneling in these things. I was like, oh, he's the smartest guy in the room. He's such a hard worker. He could have been a rocket scientist if he wanted to.
Yeah.
Where's the proof? He should have been, apparently, because there's no proof that he's a competent coach in any aspect of football. So
Vrabel?
Give me the Dolphins. No, Matt Patricia.
What?
Sorry,
Bro.
I'm on drugs. I'm literally on pain meds.
That's fair.
It's amazing, some people, because like they went to like Ivy League schools or something, like, oh, like they just like have a really high pedigree. It's like, is this a fucking horse we're talking about? Like, what's going on?
No, they were just good at taking a test.
No, literally, if you went to Harvard or like Penn or like any Ivy League school, you could just be like, yeah, because I was good at tests. Like, I'm good at essentially everything in life. It just buys you like 5 years or whatever. Or like, even if you mess up, you're like, well, it was a bad organization, but they went to an Ivy League school, so they're going to be good over here.
Look at us hating from outside of the club.
We can't even get in. Let go.
Sorry.
All right, next game.
All right, the next game. This is going to be the game of the week. Panthers at the Bucks. This is basically for the NFC South Division title. The Bucks are 3-point home favorites.
Okay, so the Bucks, if they win this game, they win the NFC South. If the Panthers win this game, I believe these two teams are tied, and the Panthers have the tiebreaker because they would have swept the Bucks.
Yeah, so the Panthers have to win out to win the division, basically.
Okay, and if the Bucks win this week, they are the divisional winners. So this is a huge game for them. Mm-hmm. I mean, it would be a nice story if the Panthers won after shipping off Baker, Christian McCaffrey, their coach, Robbie Anderson, who fucking sucks, but nonetheless shipped off a lot of people. And they're basically playing for Steve Wilkes at this point to have a head coaching job. I think it could be a really, really great story. I'm going to have to go with the guy who's done it before, that being Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. Matt and I are kind of on this train of that the Buccaneers are going to figure this thing out and pull it together somehow. Whether they're going to be 7-10 and make the playoffs, I don't know. But give me the Buccaneers to win this game. But it would be a great story. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But I think the Bucs are going to win this game.
Yeah, give me the Bucs too. It really seems like every time the Panthers or like a team, an underdog, like goes on this insane streak, like it gets snapped immediately by like the veteran. We're like, oh yeah, we're hopping on the train. Like the hype train for the Panthers is building up. So that just tells me that it's about to completely come apart really soon. I think that's happening this week. So give me the Bucks as well.
Yeah, Bucks are my lock of the week. I think at some point it does come down to the Jimmies and Joes, not the X's and O's. And I like the veteran team in this spot that has the playoff caliber, has the Ivy League experience, as we were just mentioning. And the Panthers are a cool story. I would not mind it if they won because I think Tom Brady playing his last season, like his last game as like a regular season game would be kind of funny, but I just don't see it happening. I think we've all known the Bucks were going to win this division. I think they're going to finally put it to end, and then we will not have to talk about an NFC South game next week, hopefully.
Thank God.
I think, yeah, maybe. I mean, I think you could also say that the Bucks don't have as much pressure as the Panthers to win because if they lose this game, they could still win. Because I don't know who the Panthers play in Week 18, but the Panthers, like Johnny said, would have to win out to get the division.
Saints. I think I play the Saints next week.
So that's an interesting thing, too, is because the Saints are still alive. The Falcons stink and have been eliminated, but the Saints, because they beat the Browns, are still in the playoff race. Like, they would have to win out, obviously, and I think they would have to have the Panthers win this game, and then they would have to beat the Panthers, and the Bucks would have to lose again.
Correct.
Yeah,
that's what it would be like. So not impossible, but I would like we said, Tom Brady. Like I would trust him more.
All right, this next game is very special. It's the Geno Smith Bowl. Jets at the Seahawks. Jets are a 2-point road favorite.
I'm going to pick the Seahawks to win this game. I have no faith in the Jets, and obviously the Jets don't either. I mean, Zach Wilson, it's crazy. Robert Saleh basically said all this instant coffee stuff, like let's be patient with Zach Wilson. And after last week's game, it looks like Zach's never going to play for the New York Jets ever again, which is wild to me. And I feel like it's something people have talked about, but we're not talking about a lot because of the J.J. Watt stuff and a few other storylines that are happening in the NFL. But that is one to watch out for. The Seahawks have not been playing great the past 3 games. Geno has had some inconsistency, but even still, I think he's had a really great season. I like to see him pull it off. And are they still in the playoff race at this point?
Seahawks, yeah. They need some help, but they're still in it.
I'd like to see Geno play for a contract next year. So give me the Seahawks to win this game in Seattle. Is that so? The Jets are favorites.
Yeah, I'm not sure
yes.
why.
Yeah, minus 2.
All right.
Mike White's playing. That's why.
Okay, that's fair. Give me this is my upset of the week. Give me the Seahawks.
Yeah. I might pick this as my upset of the week as well. Give me the Seahawks too. Like the fact that it's also being played at Seattle, one of the toughest places to play on the road. And I think ultimately that's going to prevail over Mike White, who's probably played like 8 games in his career at this point. It was a good run, Linsanity run over for Mike White. Give me the Seahawks in this one.
I hate to kick him while he's down, but Zach Wilson might be an all-time bust, right?
Yeah.
But it's weird because we all kind of saw it coming except for the Jets.
Would you say that he's worse than like Johnny Manziel? Because like the thing that like held back Johnny Manziel were all these like off the field things. For Zach, everything is on the field. He's not a bad person off the field. Like he had a story about like his mom's friend, but like that doesn't get anybody kicked off a team.
No, he's just been very unlikable, like in press conferences. His teammates clearly don't like him, and he just sucks. I remember during his rookie year, Tony Romo said he thinks Zach Wilson will be a top 5 quarterback within 2 years. That's kind of funny looking back at it now. I guess Romo can't predict
especially
everything.
Romo being like Nostradamus type thing. Well, I will say what's funny though is, and I've said this before on Twitter, is that Steve Young also went to BYU and was drafted by the Buccaneers in the supplemental round of the draft. And he was labeled a bust by them and got traded to the 49ers, sat behind Joe Montana, and, Hall of Fame career now. So
I mean, this year is showing us that like these NFL careers can be revived. Like, I mean, look at the Baker situation. Like
Geno Smith.
Yeah, Geno Smith. It's never too late. It's just about getting into the right system with like the coach.
Yeah, and I think if he's behind like a really, really good quarterback and is a backup, maybe that's something that can revitalize his career. But he's done in New York. Anyways, who do you have, Matt?
I'll take the Seahawks. I'm not sure why the Jets are favored in this game. I'm guessing it's the Mike White thing, but I'll take the better coach at home every time.
All right, very next game, we've got the Vikings at the Packers. And if you guys can believe it, the Packers are 3-point home favorites.
Wow. I mean, history tells us. I mean, it's crazy. This is crazy, though. I mean, Matt and I have been huge. I'm like, Tom Brady's going to figure it out at some point. The Bucs are going to figure it out at some point. History tells us the Packers are going to figure it out at some point, and the Vikings are not. Now, the Vikings have won the division, correct? They are the division. The Packers can only get in via a wild card, and they won last week against the Dolphins, and they're keeping their momentum alive. And there is a real shot of them getting in the playoffs and doing well, honestly. With the injuries and the lack of not the lack of, but a lot of parity in the NFL right now. But I kind of want to see them win this game against the Vikings, mostly just because of the implications of them playing the 49ers and losing again for the third straight year in a row.
Yeah,
that would be beautiful to me. So give me the Packers. This is going to be my lock of the week, actually.
Oh, nice.
Just because the implication.
Like, okay, so they're not in danger? Is anyone in danger? Like, no, like no one's in danger.
No, the Vikings are not in danger.
No, I'm just saying it's a danger because of the implication.
Yeah, get a team into Lambeau Field, cold weather. I mean, what are they gonna do? Not win the game?
Yeah, for sure. Because like no one's gonna say no, because they can't because of the implication.
Do you want the Packers to make it to the playoffs?
Always sunny. Always sunny.
Yeah. Best show on earth.
I explained the joke. I've only watched clips. I need to watch it. Anyways, we'll talk about it later. I don't want to get roasted.
All right, so to Matt's delight, I'm gonna also take the Packers to win this one because he's a massive Vikings hater. I see this as one of those games where the Vikings just like struggle kind of in the cold, even though they're from Minnesota, but they also play in a dome. So yeah, give me the Packers to win this one for the same reason you said. Probably gonna figure it out at this point. Yeah, the implication.
Guys, I thought I was gonna be the only one who takes the Packers. This warms my heart right now. I got the Packers too. I think it would be so funny if they find a way to get into the playoffs. I keep saying that. I say this every week, but I don't think the Vikings' luck with these one-score games is going to last forever. They're like, what, 11-0 in these one-score games now?
Yep. That is also an NFL record, sorry.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Eventually, the ball is going to bounce the other way. And I still think, I know Aaron Rodgers owns the Bears and he owns the Lions. I kind of think he owns the Vikings more than Vikings fans would like to admit. And I think there is that weird psyche factor where the Vikings can't go into Big Brother's house and beat Big Brother.
Well, do you think like with them basically clinching the NFC North right now, do you think there's going to be some like that they don't, I mean, yes, they are playing for something. They're playing to beat like Big Brother basically, but
and they're still playing for the 1 seed.
Yeah.
So they do have something to play for. So that kind of nulls my point, but momentum is a really scary thing. I think the Vikings have lost some of that momentum, and I think the Packers are really riding a lot of it right now.
I agree completely, and I think the whole like not playing for something thing, knowing Vikings fans, growing up around Vikings fans, and having a former Vikings fan in me, that is the perfect excuse that they'll lose when they lose this game. They will say, "Oh, we weren't playing for anything." Like I could even see them like maybe pulling players at halftime or something like that. But if the Packers make the playoffs, I guess depending on who they play, I would love it if they got to go play the Vikings again, because I think they have actually a really good shot of beating the Vikings in the playoffs. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. I'm already salivating.
That's fair. That's fair.
So.
I think
you are the number one Vikings hater, and I love it,
dude. It's so
amazing.
bad. I am such a fucking hater.
You're literally Syndrome from The Incredibles.
Literally.
You love the Vikings, and now you hate them because they broke your heart.
I've got a whole list of memes that I've like made for when they lose, or when because I know the Vikings will lose in the playoffs.
You need to post all of them on the podcast Twitter.
Oh, I will. The hate post I will drop will be so petty.
Generational hate.
So the podcast is unanimous in hoping that the Packers beat the Vikings. They play each other in the playoffs again, and then the same Packers team loses to the 49ers for the third straight year in a row.
Yeah, they got to beat the Vikings first and then lose to the Niners in the division.
Brock Purdy Super Bowl. Brock Purdy Super Bowl, just saying.
Dude, he might just be good, or the Niners system just that good.
Niners system is unreal.
It could be, to be fair, it could be both. But I'm going to lean more towards system because he was Mr. Irrelevant in the draft. And that's what he is doing right now is crazy for somebody who is literally the last pick in the NFL draft.
It's ridiculous. If the Niners had a competent quarterback these last 5 years, we're probably looking at Shanahan the same way we look at Belichick.
Yeah. If the 49ers win the Super Bowl this year, Brock Purdy would be the first rookie starter to ever do that.
Right. Well, I think I mean, if Brady was at the 49ers, I think they would have won a few Super Bowls by this point. Because clearly he doesn't have to do that much, as much as he had to with the Patriots as he did with the Buccaneers, and he got a Super Bowl. So, competent play, and like a big leader at the end. I don't know. All right, let's go to the next game.
All right, this one's not going to be competent. In fact, it's going to be the Sunday night game between the Steelers and the Ravens. The Steelers are still alive in a playoff hunt. The Ravens, they're in the playoffs somehow. They feel like a 3-14 team at this point, but I digress. The Ravens are 3-point home favorites.
Okay, so the Steelers have to win out. Is Lamar Jackson playing in this game?
Nobody knows.
So Mike Tomlin has never had a under 500 season in his coaching career. Last year, it was a joke. Like, everybody was making fun of how bad the Steelers were, and they somehow made the playoffs, which was unbelievable. I feel like, just as a Browns fan, I feel like, you know, everybody made fun of the Steelers. Everyone said the Browns, like, it's going to be an off year because Watson's out, but then, like, he could lead them to the playoffs at some point. We all trick ourselves into thinking that. I think it's just going to be fucked up humor. The Steelers are going to make the playoffs. That's my prediction. I'm going to take the Steelers in this one to beat the Ravens. The game got flexed this Sunday night, and I think Mike Tomlin's going to extend his non-losing season record. Fuck.
I feel like I'm going to be in last place this week. I don't know, like, the games could really go anywhere at this point because I am also going to take the Steelers. I don't know. I guess I just, like Joey said, I trust Tomlin to, like, get his guys to, like, at least 8 wins or a winning season. He's never had a losing season, as we have said so much. So give me the Steelers.
I might be completely tripping right now, but when was the last time we've said the words Baltimore Ravens on this podcast? We haven't talked about them since, like, September.
No, they've honestly played a lot of, like, mid or bad teams, like, since that point.
And they're what? Aren't they what? They're 10-5, I think.
They are.
And the Bengals are 11-4. So they're in the division. I would imagine the Ravens are going to go for a wild card at this point. Yeah, we have not talked about them a lot,
like, at all. I guess the Lamar injury kind of happened because they had that thing at the beginning of the season where they lose every other week, and that was fun for a while. But besides that, they just have not been talked about. They haven't played any exciting games.
No,
they haven't beaten anybody really cool. It's just been a whole lot of nothing from them.
Yeah, I mean, what they did is they have these big, like, 2-touchdown leads, like 2-score game leads, and then they would just choke them all away. Like, they did that for, like, the first 6-7 weeks, and then they would win some of them, but they, like, blew all these leads, and then Lamar goes out, and they're just not interesting anymore. I don't know, but they're 10-5. I feel like we're talking about the fucking Lakers. I know they're in the NBA, but we're talking about them way more. And then this Ravens team, and, like, is a very competent team.
We've talked about Washington way more than Baltimore.
Way more.
Yeah,
and they're like mid as hell. I know. The Cardinals way more. I mean, talking about mid stuff is more fun, or like bad things happening. There's drama and there's fun in that.
So Matt, who's your pick for this game?
I like the Steelers too. I do really like Mike Tomlin as a coach, and I kind of, until Joey mentioned it, I forgot they were in the playoffs last year. That seems like
isn't that wild?
Fever dream.
Yeah,
they got smoked by the Chiefs, but they kind of snuck in, and it was funny because they made the playoffs the year before because they started off 11-0, and then they just, like, sucked, and the Browns beat them. But then last season they were terrible, and they made the playoffs. That's why I just like Mike Tomlin works his magic. Tom Brady's going to work his magic. Aaron Rodgers is going to work his magic. Like, they'll get in the playoffs somehow.
My buffoon-ass picked the Steelers to beat the Chiefs in the playoffs on this podcast last year.
We were having some fun, man. Maybe
we
throwing
were
around, maybe throwing back some Busch lattays.
Actually, I think that might have been my pick. I'm not sure.
I think you picked it after me. I think you tailed my pick.
Yeah. I
riding the confidence.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I changed my mind after that.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a smart move. Yeah. We got Steelers.
All right. Last game. And somehow we actually have a good Monday Night Football game. Wow. Bills at the Bengals. Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. They meet for the first time. The Bills are 1.5 road favorites.
I really like the Bills. I really like the Bengals right now. They found their way last year, particularly late. They kind of snuck into the postseason. I think they have, like, the confidence this year that, hey, we belong here. Last season wasn't a fluke. They've won what 7 games in a row or something like that.
Yep.
I like the Bengals at home. I think they've been so last year they beat the Raiders, Titans, and Chiefs. For whatever reason, they're the Chiefs' kryptonite at this point. I think this would be a great statement win for them. I think it would help them. I'm assuming it would help them win the division if they won. I think they would clinch the AFC North. So what better way to do it in front of your fans at home? And this would be their first division win in a while, I believe, right? Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe not. I'm just a Browns fan, so I'm not really sure. But give me the Bengals to win in this one.
So, Joey, you and I have picked 6 of the same 7 games because for this, I'm also going to pick the Bengals. I just see them as a more well-rounded team than the Bills. Like, I'm pretty sure Matt said, like, a couple episodes ago that, like, the Bills really are not that great of a team. Like, they rely too much on Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, and a couple other players. So, like, they really don't have the depth and overall quality that the Bengals do right now. Also, Joe Burrow. I know we scoffed like a bit like last year that he had a notion like, oh, Joe Burrow, he's a top 5 quarterback or whatever. This year, I think he's made that jump into a top 5 quarterback. Like, his pocket presence is insane. Yeah. His accuracy has improved tremendously, and like the fact that he was able to do this without Jamar Chase for a while. And T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd against the Browns, pretty impressive. So
yeah, I mean he's third in MVP right now behind Hurts and Mahomes. I would say that's pretty much the consensus.
Pretty appropriate.
I mean, if you have Tyler Boyd, you could argue he could be like a wide receiver 1, if not 2 on most teams. T. Higgins for sure, a wide receiver 1 on most teams. Then you have Jamar Chase. Like they're just star-studded, and I just like Joe Burrow and what he's doing there. I think they're really going to build something. I mean, I think we've talked about this before, Matt, but we're like, are the Bengals ever going to go back and go to the Super Bowl again? And I think a lot of us are like, I don't know if they're ever going to do it, but they have a chance to do it this year.
Dude, the sky was falling for them early in the year when they lost to the Cowboys because like they had such a hard schedule to end the season.
Mm-hmm.
But now I think pretty much everyone thinks they're one of the 2 favorites to win the AFC. It's either them or the Chiefs to win the AFC. I think the Bills have kind of taken that 3rd seat. I like the Bengals a lot here. I guess technically it's an upset, so I'll use it as my upset of the week just in terms of points, even though I think most people would probably lean Bengals in this game.
Yep.
I think Burrow, I've said this before on the podcast, I think Burrow's the 2nd best quarterback in the league at this point. He's not as flashy as Josh Allen or Justin Herbert, but I think just in terms of playing the quarterback position better, Joe Burrow does it better. He doesn't have the bad games that like Josh Allen or Justin Herbert will sometimes have. And obviously Mahomes never has them. I think Mahomes is pretty far ahead of Burrow still.
Yeah.
But I like the Bengals. Zach Taylor might even be a decent coach. I think
semi-decent. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
It's kind of crazy. Yeah. He was going to get fired last year, and then they went to the Super Bowl. And now a lot of Bengals fans are like, well, some Bengals fans are almost saying, like, this is not good because we know he's not a good coach, and this is going to keep him around for a while.
Exactly.
And now he is looking like a good coach. I mean, I would argue he could be coach of the year.
I think you could make that argument. And
I think O'Connell could be in there. I think there's a few other coaches. Sirianni definitely is in there for coach of the year.
Sirianni, Shanahan for basically getting production out
I'm
of
assuming the Lions are out of the playoff race at this point.
No, they're still alive.
If they make the playoffs, I would argue Dan Campbell would be coach of the year. I mean, but there's definitely like 4 or 5 guys you could throw in there, and I think Zach Taylor is honestly one of them.
Yeah, I think this is probably the most wide open coach of the year has been in a long time.
Yeah. Okay,
but yeah, about the Bengals, I think they're my favorite to win the Super Bowl right now. I thought last year they were the fluke team that kind of just snuck its way in, but I don't know if it's just the Burrow effect or if they've just drafted really well or if they just kind of figured it out altogether, but I don't see a lot of holes on that team.
Do we have picks right now for the Super Bowl? Because if I were to pick today, I would pick a rematch of the Chiefs and 49ers. Just throw it out there. Anything. We'll change it later.
I honestly think it could be like Bengals 49ers right now.
Okay. Matt?
Bengals Cowboys.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Joey's
Did they play? They played in the Super Bowl, right?
Way back when,
no.
Yeah.
Bengals Cowboys?
I don't know.
No, they never played in the Super Bowl.
All right, sorry, Jesus. I don't know. I wasn't live.
Yeah. Maybe Eagles, but no I said Cowboys. I'll stick with Cowboys.
All right, why not? No, there's some drama there.
All right, so 1 or 2 things that are going to happen, because we all picked 6 of the same 7 games. Either I will be in last place or you guys will. And in turn, either I will be in first place or Joey and Matt will be in first.
Got it.
Love it.
You basically said the same thing twice, but that's fine. All right, so now we're going to do our draft of the week. This week's draft is the best Mario characters draft. Johnny, you are first. Matt, you are second. I am third. Johnny, you do the honors.
All right, so I think we were discussing a bit earlier about the conscientious #1 overall pick for the Mario draft.
Consensus, but that's
I
okay.
don't, that's all right. George Bush was president. He said that stuff. Anyways, I'm going to go with Waluigi as my #1 overall pick. Here we fucking
Put the hat
go.
on. Put the hat on.
I have 2 hats on.
You can take the other hat off.
No, that's all right. All right, like, listen, Waluigi.
Put the fucking hat on.
Shut up.
Put the hat on.
All right, shut the fuck up. It's gonna stay like this. Anyways, okay, so Waluigi is basically a proto Wemby. Like, he's tall. He's a great 3-point shooter.
What
that
did you
we
say?
know of. Wemby.
Wembenyama? Is that what you were saying, Victor?
Are we calling him
yes.
Wemby now?
Yes.
No, Johnny.
Yeah,
Johnny did not know his name. Johnny did not know his name.
It's like that's short for it, is it not?
It is, but you didn't. That's because you didn't know his name. What's his first name?
You said Victor.
Okay, there you go.
You literally just said it.
Fair.
#1 Waluigi.
I hate it because I think, but that was also the consensus pick. No one's gonna be mad at you for taking Andrew Luck first overall.
No, or Trevor Lawrence, or
You shouldn't have
LeBron
said it
James.
You shouldn't have said it in the group chat. Otherwise, I maybe wouldn't have done
So
it.
because of that, I'm gonna go with Toad. He's just a good guy. He's always there for you. He's always around. He whines a little bit too much for a first-round pick. Oh, your princess is another castle.
Zach Wilson.
Wait, you think he's a Zach Wilson type?
Yeah, you said he whines.
No.
He whines a lot.
Matt, I would compare more to like Luca or like Devin Booker.
Yeah,
I think.
exactly.
That's who I would say.
Calvin Johnson.
Somebody that's very talented.
Jeez, I gotta take this off.
No, put the hat on. All right, fine. It's for the segment. Literally, just put it on.
All right, fair enough.
I literally brought the hat for you.
Oh, for me? Yeah, nice.
I like that pick, Matt. I feel like I'd be a little hypocritical if I didn't pick this guy. So give me Wario with my pick.
Damn it!
I'm
God
literally wearing the
bless it.
hat. I'm wearing the hat.
I know. God bless him, man. That was gonna be my pick.
You're not gonna get Wario and Waluigi. Let's not be greedy.
No, I
up
mean,
there.
yeah, that's like
Yeah.
that's like LeBron, D Wade, MJ, Scottie Pippen. Like you're trying to build a culture over there, and I'm exactly. I'm building my culture over here. Is what you basically just said. All right, you with your second pick.
Indeed. All right. So my second overall pick. I'm pretty sure I picked this guy in my last video game related draft, and I'm going to pick him again. Yoshi, come on home for the second overall pick. I said the same fine. Like, he can literally turn his enemies into eggs and poop them out, throw them at people. He's perfect for basketball, football, baseball, and he's got speed. He's an all-around complete player. And
my only concern with that is I don't know if Waluigi and Yoshi are like two locker room guys. I don't think they're going to get along. I don't think they're familiar with each other's games. Are they going to put their egos aside?
Yeah, I absolutely think they are. Like, Waluigi basically just does that for like theatrics, like an exaggeration. He understands like how to mellow out in the locker room.
Do you think he's just like Chad Johnson, like he just does it in front of the cameras, but then like behind the scenes, like good locker room guy?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
And that's like
never thought that would be a sentence we'd ever say on this podcast, but here we are.
All right, for my second pick, I need a teacher on my team. So I'm going to go with the best teacher out of all of them. Give me Princess Peach.
What does she
I just
teach?
know she taught me a lot about myself growing up.
Wait, like what?
what
does that mean?
What like a sex ed?
It's your pick, Joey.
How to get kidnapped?
Wait, no.
How to get abducted?
Wait.
No, how to get abducted?
Matt.
I don't think it. No, I think that's the point. I think he just is leaving it for.
I
think he's leaving it. I think he's leaving it for interpretation. She just like gets abducted a lot for me. I don't know. I'm glad you learned a lot, Matt. I feel like I need to wash my hands. So I really wanted to pair up Waluigi and Wario. I knew I wasn't going to be able to do that because, once again, Waluigi is like, the LeBron James of this draft. So for me, there are guys that I think are more talented, but I am above, like, me guys versus like I want to build a culture. So I'm looking at people that are like enemies of the Mario Mushroom Kingdom realm. I'm gonna take Bowser with my second overall pick. Very happy with that one. Somebody who knows how to lead a kingdom. Somebody who knows how to overthrow another kingdom. Does he come in second place a lot? Yes. But I would rather take second place than dead last.
He's got experience.
He's got experience.
He does.
And he's good at kidnapping your second round pick, Matt.
Oh, shit.
I like to imagine the refs
true.
will step in
very
and
true.
have something to say about that.
I don't know. They haven't stepped in so far, so we'll see.
All right, so my last pick. This could kind of be cheating, but it does count because it is a Mario character. For this, I'm going to need someone that's really hard to tackle, can consistently upgrade, can consistently develop as a player, and like also as a locker room character. I'm going to go with Paper Mario as my third round pick. Not Mario, Paper Mario.
I like it.
I don't know.
Really jumps off the page for me.
It's fine. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, facts.
Didn't he get cut?
No, he stitched
Yeah, he
himself
landed
up
flat
together,
on his
yeah.
feet. We're
Okay.
good to go.
Yeah.
We do have fun
go.
around here.
Bro, I mean, he was also doing like high steps on
We
the
do have
airplane.
fun.
Yeah, he was also doing high steps on the airplane because
I
like
just, like-
he could turn into an airplane.
He's a guy that, yes, is dominant in the 2D world. I don't know if he can do this playing in a 3D. Can he do this in a 3D game? I don't know. What game are we talking about here?
Oh, so like you're basically saying he's like a dome quarterback?
Yeah, he's basically like he's good, or he's like 1 p.m. Kirk
He's
Cousins.
Mickey Mouse Mario.
I will combat that right now because have you played Super Paper Mario? He can go into 3D in that game as well.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. But again, I don't know if he can consistently do that.
He can do it.
Okay.
I thought of this guy on the spot, and I'm going to go for it because I think he's dominant. Give me Thwomp. I need some of that hard-hitting smackdown energy.
And her gut's like,
Johnny's Swamp impression is really good. Wait, do it again.
Yeah, I need that energy on my team right now.
All right. That's a really good pick. So, honestly, I was going to go with Donkey Kong. But I want to pick like a bad character. And Donkey Kong, borderline, I think he's more so good than bad. And because you picked Thwomp, I want to pick somebody. I just got Super Mario Odyssey for Christmas. And one of the guys that has been historically like a bad guy, and it's just so funny. This giant, like, circular object that just randomly barks like a dog. And I'm telling you guys, if you get this guy off the leash, I'm telling you, we don't know what can happen. Like, just get him off the leash, Baker Mayfield style.
chain chomp.
Yeah, can I say it? Give me chain chop with my third
Great
pick.
I forgot. There's so many great random objects in the Mario universe.
Like,
Okay.
he just barks. I just did a seal. That didn't work. I don't know about that one, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the audience says. Make sure you guys comment on the short for this draft and comment in here on the YouTube if you're watching it. I sound like a boomer there. I said the YouTube. That was pretty bad.
YouTuber.
That usually is a good sign for us to sign off here. Anybody with
I got
one
one
last
last
thing
thing.
before we go?
It is.
Okay.
We haven't mentioned it yet, but it is our New Year's episode, and I was just curious. Do you guys have any New Year's resolutions, or is that not your type of thing?
No, I definitely have a bunch of New Year's resolutions I have every year. I probably put out like 10 to 15, and then usually I accomplish about 4 or 5. But I think that's better than like not setting out.
I'm the
for
same way.
anything.
I always shoot like way too high with goals, but I think that is better.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this every week, and then I'm like, well, not every week.
I think if I am going to have a big goal for 2023, it is to not break my other fibula. Because I, broke my left one. So if I don't break my right one, I would say it's going to be a great year.
New Year's resolution: get better.
Love it. That's such a JJ Watt answer from you, Johnny.
Well, like that was you. No. For me, it's probably
Work harder.
Work harder.
More weights.
Wake up earlier. Use more hand sanitizer.
What?
I don't know. Look, listen.
You shouldn't use it that much. It kills some of the good bacteria too. Just wash your hands, bro. Just literally wash your hands.
Yeah.
Well, that was a wild one.
Yeah. That's probably it for my roast.
Yeah, you can stop. Stop talking.
Matt, what about you?
What the fuck?
I mean, I want to say just like the cliche ones, like be more present or like get smarter, stuff like that. So I will. I'll stick with a lot of those. I mean, there's always like the ones like I want to start making videos and stuff again. I want to for the YouTube channel. I want to start making like sports sketch comedies. I want to do a few of those this year. I think that'd be a good time. Hopefully we can do like a live show for one of these. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah,
just stuff like that. I'm always excited about the new year. So.
I am too, and I'm excited to hopefully interview more Browns quarterbacks as well. And I'm gonna make 2 different channels for my thing. So like my main channel now on YouTube is gonna become like Yacht Sports, and basically just like my interviews and like any rants like it used to be. And then I'm gonna make a completely new channel called that Sir Yacht, and then that's gonna be like all my challenge videos and stuff like that.
That'll be
dope. So we're gonna re-upload those onto that channel. It's gonna give me some time while I'm recovering from my fibular injury and impending surgery, and then I'm gonna go out and make some challenge videos and make some big ones and do some big events. That's my big thing. Is there's like gonna be less focus on consistency and more on like just doing like some of the biggest things that nobody's ever seen. And I think we're going to do a lot of that in this podcast as well. We got a lot of goals for 2023, and we're going to be Hard Knots. That's going to be our name. And, this is our last episode, like you said, for 2022, which is super crazy. I'm super glad we brought this back.
It has been a lot of fun.
And it's kind of been like a test run right now, but I think we're really getting our groove, and we know what's going to happen for 2023. So I'm super excited to see where this thing goes. But we appreciate everybody for watching and listening. It's been a good time. Anything else?
Fuck you guys. I mean, thank you guys for listening.
Okay. Johnny will not be on the show for 2023.
My real New Year's resolution is to beat Johnny every single week in picks, especially when you have to start going to like basketball picks or something like that.
I like that. That's a good one too. Let's definitely have that.
I mean, come on, man. Let's aim for a more realistic one.
Oh my God, I'm just trying not to be in third place anymore. So we'll see if that one happens. But everybody, thanks so much for watching, listening, viewing, and subscribing. This has been the Sir Yacht Show. For the last time, next week it should be the Hard Knots Show, pod, whatever. We'll see you next time.
Peace.